Once in a while, there's a movie that comes along that simply sweeps you off your feet. And today I have an opportunity to interview a couple of actors from the new upcoming film, Typical American. And here they come now. How's it going?
Good, good.
Good, awesome. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Cool, please, take a seat.
Sure.
So what can you guys tell me about this new movie coming out?
Well, the movie is an adaptation from Gish Chen's book, Typical American. And what it is it's an immigrant story about 5 Chinese immigrants who have come to the United States in search of a better life, but they're trying to stay away from the American lifestyle and not trying to assimilate, and yet trying to keep on to their traditional Chinese beliefs and traditions. We see throughout the book, and we try to stay true in the movie too, that this really doesn't work, that they're slowly being integrated without, sometimes against their will, to become Americanized.
Right, and this movie focuses on Ralph's story, where Ralph first came in as an immigrant, and then he started having rules of how he should accomplish his goals, but then he finds out that he actually breaks his own rules, and then that's where our story begins.
All right, cool, interesting. Now, what can you tell me about the characters that each of you play?
Well, I played the character Ralph. Ralph is the main character of the story, who's an immigrant that comes over to the United States with one goal, and that's to get a degree. What Ralph has trouble with is following his rules to get this degree. And then later on, he gets in trouble with the law where his visa is timed out. And so it appears that throughout this whole story, Ralph seems to build a solid foundation only to have it crumble. This makes Ralph unsure of himself, and which makes him take it out on his wife. That's pretty much what a little summary about Ralph's character.
Yeah, I play a character named Grover Ding, and as Ralph is the main character or the protagonist of the story, Grover is the antagonist of the story in a way that he is very sure of himself. He is rich, he is good looking, he is also a smooth talker, talking ladies man, and the book describes him as someone who had made millions in America. He's a Chinese American, but he has kept himself apart from the Chinese traditions and has adapted and integrated into mainstream America. And so throughout the novel, and we try to depict it in the movie as well, he's always trying to get an upper hand on the people around him. And he's, when he makes his way into Ralph's life and the Chang's life, he tries to seduce them in a way that is contrary to their traditions and beliefs.
All right, thank you for that. And we have a scene here that we're going to look at, and it's about you guys at the restaurant. So before we look at it, what can you tell me about what we're about to see and what it means in the movie overall?
Well, this scene here is where Grover steals Old Chow's car and drives Ralph to his diner, but he doesn't tell Ralph that it's his diner.
We chose to depict this scene because this is a pivotal scene in the movie, and we try to stay true to the book as well, because this is where Grover actually is persuading Ralph to step out of his comfort zone and to kind of make him change his perspective around in life. And so it is a pivotal moment in the book and also in the movie where Ralph is going to make drastic decisions in his life, affecting not just himself, but his whole family.
So where's your hometown?
Hometown? You've been here how long? Let me tell you a little secret. In this country, the right question to ask is, what do you do for a living?
So what do you do for a living?
Good question. You remind me of myself. I was a nobody.
Nobody.
I'm a millionaire. I'm a self-made man. What do you think about that?
Millionaire, self-made man.
In America, anything is possible.
All right, guys, that looks really good. We have another scene here, and we're going to look at that, and we'll see what you can tell me about that.
You married like a good girl. I know.
Stop.
You were a good Chinese girl.
Stop.
What's the matter?
The girls are asleep.
You love those half pints. No means no. Ralph is downstairs with the register.
Well, this scene here focuses more on Grover and Helen, where Grover's trying to seduce Helen while Ralph is in his basement with his machine.
And again, we chose to show this scene because it just looks at, it depicts Grover's, his personality and what he's all about. He has entrenched himself into the Chang's life, and he has persuaded Ralph to purchase a business and has persuaded Ralph to make all these decisions. But he's also seducing Helen as well, Helen being Ralph's wife. And we can see from this scene how he has entrenched himself in their life, and he is slowly just sucking kind of the life and the bloodstream out of this family. We know that Helen, also yearns for this kind of storybook lifestyle because, depictions of her hiding, magazines under her bed, and that she kind of keeps these things secret from Ralph. She wants to hold on to the Chinese traditions at the same time, but she's also yearning for this American lifestyle.
Wow, that acting was real superb, guys. I can tell you had a lot of fun with that. Now, what would you say the director is trying to give as an overall moral of the story in this movie of yours?
We believe that our director is trying to show the audience that these Chinese immigrants were in pursuit of something here in America, something that they didn't have in China. You can interpret that as the American dream or as happiness, what have you. But back in college, we had a professor.
Oh, Professor Yin!
Professor Yin, that's right.
English,
Yeah.
180M.
That's right, Asian American literature.
Right,
yeah.
right.
And our professor, Professor Yin, would always say, a good paper always consists of a strong thesis. And if she were here today and she were to have seen this movie, I'm pretty sure she'd say that we had a pretty strong thesis in this movie.
All right, well, thank you guys. The movie's coming out December 13th. Typical American, don't watch The Hobbit, okay?